going on, everybody? Movie Phantom here, and oh my God, she's back. My God, it's been what? 2 weeks since we... Well, I mean, it's been over a year and a half since the actual thing, but 2 weeks since, we've been back on the air, and yeah, here you are.
Too long.
How's life been treating you? Let's just forget about the question of the week for a second. What's Misery been up to?
Misery's been up to a lot. A little too much.
Got some ink?
Yeah.
Got some ink? Want to show off the camera? Get a little close, love. Misery got some ink, and you got some piercing. I don't think you had the piercing last time here, did you?
Yeah.
Might have, I don't know.
I don't think she did.
There it is.
Yeah,
there's
that. Yeah.
The lip piercing or the ear piercing?
The lip. I've had both.
Have you really?
For a long time now.
Well, either way, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, because remember, I got my lip pierced the weekend of Days of the Dead.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay, yeah.
The day of.
Day of. Forgot about that. You're right, because I remember you was miserable.
Oh, yeah, because I had a wicked sunburn.
And you had sunburn on top of it, so
yeah,
it just like you had like
horrible.
A sword.
And then I spent the whole weekend surviving on like monster. That was awful.
But it was the best weekend of
God, totally worth it.
time.
It's so worth it.
So yeah, you got anything to say? I mean, you've been gone for a while. Anything new?
I've been gone for too long. It makes me sad, honestly. Like,
it was depressing. It's good to be back. That's the main thing.
I've gotten a lot of requests just to come back.
Yeah. I mean, dude, you got some fans. You got some fans. So, Misery, glad to have you back.
I'm glad to be back.
Well, let's get back to business as usual. Here.
Here?
I said hill, and then I said here, but it was like a rednecky here, and I had it's horrible.
Hey,
that's the one thing I have not done. I'm still horrible on this thing.
Here.
Question of the week.
God.
And 13 Wolfman asks. Well, first let's get. You want to know what your last week's question was? Last week's question was, what rocker would you like to see? I guess transition into horror movies. And it can be in any capacity. And I said Marilyn Manson because I think movies or directing and writing would be his thing. I wouldn't want to see him act. I've seen him act. I'm not impressed. He did that Wrong Cops. Fucking horrible. Like and people like it. I thought it was shit. I just did not care for it. Yeah. So I don't really want to see him act. And don't get me wrong. I mean, that partial score he did for Resident Evil, it wasn't bad, but it didn't blow me away either. I mean, I didn't go out and buy the soundtrack or anything. So I would like to see him write and direct. So let me ask you.
I'm looking.
Wow.
Okay.
She had some
I don't
time.
know.
She had some time on this one.
I haven't been listening to a variety of music, okay? I listen to a lot of music,
Just
but
on
it's
top of your head, like, what would be like the main one? Like, did you have that one you like more than the others?
Well, I mean, the bands that I like aren't really like...
I'm sure he'll let you pass.
Yeah.
And that's what I get her. She's like, I don't know any rockers, and I'm like, I'm sure he'll let you slap a country star.
I don't know if they've ever done anything, like, I know that they had a song on a soundtrack, which I'm not proud of. Can you see where I'm going with this?
I don't. I'm lost right now.
Muse.
Oh, yeah.
I like their music. It has kind of, like, some of their songs have more of, like, a...
It was,
like a
I remember,
feel to
and
it.
truth is,
I'm not proud of the
in the movie, I blanked it out. I didn't give a shit. I was like, I don't fucking care. This movie sucks. We're talking about Twilight. You guys don't know what we're talking about. But we had the DVD, and it had music videos on there. And, like, 2 of them were, like, just fucking montages of the movie mixed with them playing in the woods. And I'm like, what? But we get to the Muse, and it's just, like, a concert. It had nothing to do with Twilight at all. Right. Just a song. And that's the first time I actually heard it, because, I mean, initially I'm just walking it out like, this is just garbage. I want to hang myself. Ron Williams style. And literally...
There's a light fixture right there.
Light fixture right there. Got the bell over there. We're in business. But no, I heard the song. I really like it. Now, I won't be a poser. I don't know anything else they've done. But that one song, what's the song called?
Supermassive Black Hole.
Supermassive Black Hole.
I know, like, I love their music. I've listened to several of their songs, like several of their albums, but like...
Question reiterated.
Yeah.
Who do you want to see transition to? I'm just picking up random objects right now. I need to quit doing that shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Muse.
You go Muse. Now, like, just the lead singer or like the band?
Yeah, the whole band. Like,
remember, there's an episode of South Park where Korn comes to town and they do like a Scooby-Doo type mystery thing, and they're like, they're in a van, like, okay, gang, let's investigate. Would it be something like that? Would you want them to...
I've never seen this episode.
Have you guys seen the episode? It's fucking awesome. Like, and it's just the fact that Korn plays it, like, generically, like, 1970s. All right, gang, let's do this. It is fucking awesome. And then, of course, they show up there and they're like, all right, gang, let's play a song. And it's fucking Korn, so then they start rocking it out, and it's just like, it goes against, like, the way they sound or whatever, so... So would you want Muse to be like themselves?
Yeah,
and injected in
but like their general music tone is kind of like, it's like kind of dark-ish.
Yeah.
It just depends on the song. Like some songs are different. Like
no, we're not saying we're taking their songs over there. I'm saying just them as the actors. Like I'm casting a movie.
I'm gonna say like soundtrack.
So you just want them basically just more soundtrack score maybe?
Yeah.
So not acting, just okay.
Then again, the lead singer does have a very nice like speaking voice.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it could be used as like something with acting. I don't know, like voiceover type thing. I'm not sure. I haven't thought into it, obviously.
Well, there you go, 34
I
man.
obviously have not thought into it.
He literally was just like, I want to hear what they think, and I'm just like, all right, and then there you go. That's what you get.
You're welcome.
Boom. All right, well, this week, 13 Wolfman asked, and this is the fresh question right here. God damn, I keep picking shit up. I'm just picking random objects up.
Let's just
normally, I clean this all up before we do.
Give me some options.
It's out of frame, except for maybe the candle.
Here's this. Here's a
her high C.
and then sunglasses.
So I'm just going to be picking up random things.
Just give me some options.
The question of the week is, and I'm going to kind of reword it differently, because the way he worded it wasn't bad, but just, I'm going to reword it.
Confusing.
13 Wolfman.
You're an idiot. No, I'm kidding.
What subgenre would you like to see revived? Right now, zombies is at a fucking all-time high, and the truth is, I remember when vampires come back, I didn't like the resurgence because it was brought back by one fucking movie.
No, we've already mentioned that.
And from there on, it didn't. And I think from that entire batch of fucking vampire movies, I like one. Let Me In. That's it.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, fucking awesome. Yeah, but other than that, I mean, there was nothing good. Like I just didn't care for any of those. And now the zombies is a different story now, because I remember when vampires were riding high, I was already done with it. Like I hope something else comes along. And at the time, zombies were starting to come back slightly. I mean, you had Dawn of the Dead, Shaun of the Dead, Land of the Dead, Resident Evil series, which I mean, it's a zombie series, but it's more action zombie, I guess. But you had all these movies out there, and I remember thinking, like, I hope it comes back big. And now it's fucking huge, bigger than ever. But now I'm just kind of like, now I'm sick of it. Like now I am just like
going back down.
Another big cycle that's going on right now, which I won't let you guys use because I mean it is currently going. Supernatural and found footage are just through the fucking roof right now. Like,
which I mean, those are still on their high.
Yeah, I mean they are. I mean they're still
definitely going back down.
Well, I don't know, man. iZombie just opened up. Z Nation's still going. Walking Dead is having a spinoff coming up. I mean it's still. I mean you're right. Maybe it's coming to an end, and we'll hopefully be seeing it end soon.
Hopefully.
But right now it's still going strong. I mean you can still bank on zombies. It's not like shit. What was that last? They did a vampire movie that was just. It came in at the end, and you're just like, we're done. Vampires are gone, and they're like, no, we got one more. Like, no, we're done. So like I said, like right now it's zombies. Definitely supernatural type horror. With Paranormal Activity, Insidious, Sinister, Conjuring. Which don't get me wrong, I do like those movies.
Between Annabelle and Ouija, I'm out.
What a fan. Did you see them?
Both. Oh, God,
Didn't like either one.
I hate them.
I like them both.
I saw Annabelle in theaters, and I called every single jump scare, and the people I were with were yelling at me.
Oh yes, I would have yelled at you too. I don't tolerate that talking in the theater. No,
I wasn't like talking. I was just.
I did.
What are you doing here?
I liked it. My main problem with Annabelle was, and I'll talk about because it came out when we was on hiatus. I felt like all the good scares and the tension was early. But then, like, as the movie goes on, it just loses steam, and it becomes like a generic thriller. Like, at one point, like, they're trying to race against time. Like, just gotta get back to the apartment real quick before, someone gets possessed.
I don't even remember, honestly.
It was just, I don't know. I went, and then, of course, the whole ending, she jumped out, and it's like,
That's all I really...
And like I said, at that point, because I'll tell you right now, I thought there was some scene that was actually good. Whenever she goes down in the basement, and nothing happens. Spoiler alert, sorry. Nothing happens, but it's like the door opens, and you keep waiting for it, and you're like, and dude, I was literally tense up, like, okay, here it comes. Oh, thank God, nothing. No, something back up again. Oh, shit. And you maybe hear noises like that, but she freaks out. Have you seen Ouija? We went to go see Ouija too. And
Ouija.
Here's the thing about Ouija. I don't.
Ouija.
It wasn't bad. I felt like it was consistent. Like at least it didn't have like like with Annabelle, it was up here and it started dripping toward the end. I feel like it was consistent. Now it was
like they went a little
teeny bopper. I thought it was very teeny bopper, and it wasn't that scary. It really. I was hoping it'd be a little scary because I thought the trailer looked good.
Not
However, I mean, story-wise, I mean, I'm not going to say it was fantastic. I'm not going to say, like, top 10 ghost movies. No. It wasn't bad. And I think a lot of people just fucking... People shit on that movie. And I thought it was alright. I mean...
I will. Gladly.
Yeah, you got.
Not gonna lie, I came in halfway through. I was spending the night with my friend, and I was taking a shower, and we, like, came downstairs, and, it was already, like, halfway through, and I was like... I know what's happening.
Yeah, I mean...
I know what's happening.
I mean, it broke no new ground at all.
No.
But I did like the fact that they did... I don't know, because... A part of me at first wanted them to go in very tongue-in-cheek. Just very goofy, like, what's one out here?
They said the word Ouija.
I'm okay with that.
No!
You know, correct pronunciation
Ouija.
aside, everybody in America says Ouija. I mean, I'm sorry, it's true. It's just... It's like but when jackasses are like, potato, I'm like, I haven't heard a motherfucker say potato seriously, ever. So that don't count. But Ouija, everybody says Ouija.
They said it in the movie. There was probably like one person. There was probably like
I'm sure there's one asshole like you in every theater going, huh? Ouija? Oh, it burns me up. I'm done.
There was probably one person on set that whole time. They're like, you guys, you're stupid. It's Ouija. They're like, no, it's not. Yeah.
But no,
that would have been me. Gladly.
It broke no new ground, but it was alright. It was.
Because
I didn't feel like I was cheated. We paid our $7.50 a piece to watch it. And
it's a combination of the French and German words for yes.
This is America. We don't give a shit about that.
America.
We don't worry about pronunciation.
Ow.
So getting back on track
here.
Anyway. Okay. 20 to 10 again. Anyways, so what subgenre would you like?
Is this a phone battery?
Yeah. Got two of them.
My old phone.
I'm balling. Fans balling, baby. I ain't got time to charge shit. I just fucking swap out the batteries. Anyways, so what subgenre would you like to see revived? For you personally. We'll start with the guest here, Misery. I'm doing a new thing where I go last now, and actually it came from you, because I remember when I reviewed, you're like, you said all the good stuff, and I was like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
But you know what's happened lately? We do the reviews with our people. Nothing. Nothing. Man of no name. We did it with him. Didn't get much out of him, and I'm like, all right. And then I go with my big splill, and then I'm like, well, that's all right, whatever. All right, so please go ahead. Your subgenre that you'd like to see revived.
I can go two ways with this.
All right. Let's go both. I mean, let's.
I'm going to say, the only reason I'm saying this is because it's your fear. Voodoo. I like that one. We've established
and that's one of those things that, you know...
This has been established.
That's one of those subgenres that they do a really good movie, like once in a great while, but you're right, there's never really been a cycle, you know? It's almost just like a sparse kind of a thing, you know?
It's just like here and there.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I don't think there really could be a cycle, because they'd all be the same.
Well, I mean, fucking ghost movies are about the same too, but they do somehow find a way to... See, I recommend Jezebel, because literally when you watch a trailer, normal haunted house ghost movie, I didn't want to watch it, and she's like, let's rent it. I was like, we rent it,
As per usual.
and literally, it is just the most generic-ass ghost story. And then midway through, Voodoo starts making a little appearance, and I'm like, ooh, I'm back in, baby, and it actually turned out to be really good. Another one that got kind of shit on, I liked it. I thought it was actually pretty solid, so I gotta... I'm not picking my nose.
That's what they all say. We can't see what you're doing under
That's
that
true.
mask.
I'm wrist deep in that bitch. So anyways, yeah, so Jezebel, okay, so Voodoo, okay.
And then psychological. Like, I understand that ghosts and, like, supernatural can be also, like, psychological, but no, I mean, like people, like, feeding off fear.
Okay.
And, like, just feeding off the mind.
No, yeah, so, like...
More so than, like...
No, okay, wait, just real quick. Are you talking... like a serial killer type psychology? Or are you talking about, like, maybe, like, mind-bending type movies?
Yeah.
Like the big twist at the end kind of thing, or something like that? Okay.
Like, because honestly, like... I was talking to someone recently, and they were like, what's the scariest movie you've ever seen? And I was like, jump scares don't scare me. Like, I want something that gets in my head.
No, I agree. I mean, because even after the jump scares get you, if it's not an actual terrifying movie, it's like, oh, okay, I'm back.
Yeah.
And so, I mean...
It's like the adrenaline.
You're right.
The adrenaline doesn't get you.
You're absolutely right.
I want something that gets in my head.
The best example of that was a movie called The Innkeepers. It was a ghost movie. And they literally tell you when you put the DVD in, turn it up louder. And I was like, really?
Smart.
So I was like, I'll play along. This is a gimmick they're doing. So I turned it. And sure enough, it was just loud jump scares, like every fucking scene. And I'm like, don't get me wrong, I won't deny it. I did jump, but it's like, there was no story holding me in there. So I'm just like, oh, okay. Oh shit, yeah, you got me again. But, you know, and it really, it wasn't that good of a movie. And I hated it because the trailer looked awesome. But I don't know. I felt they overused it way too much.
Like, I just want something that's like...
that sticks with you like long after you've been done watching it. I agree. Something that's more disturbing. See, that's what, to me, it's no longer scary. It's just, I have to watch disturbing because that's how you get me anymore. Just, alright. So.
Like, honestly, I can't think of any big examples of like a whole movie, but like little points in a movie where it's like, oh wow, that's neat.
When I was younger, there was definitely scary movies.
Yeah.
But then, of course, as you get older, the older you get, it's just like, you're just like, so. Alright, Sweetie, what about you? A subgenre you want to see brought back? Witches. I can see that. If done right, I'm in. I really am.
It's already kind of being brought back too. Well, it was.
Well, the American Horror Story,
Coven. I haven't seen that yet.
The Craft was a really good witch movie.
I love The Craft.
Every time. Witches, the movie.
Yeah, you got Witches the movie. That wasn't bad. I was surprised by that. Hocus Pocus is a damn good classic.
I love that movie.
And then well, I didn't care for Suspiria. 30 Wolfman, he's a big fan of Suspiria, but I like the third one of that. I think Suspiria is part 1, then Inferno is 2, if I'm correct, and then Mother of Tears, and I watched Mother of Tears. I actually own it, and it was actually pretty good. So yeah, I can see Witches come back. I'd be alright with that. For me personally, I mean, let's just go like to me, what I consider just horror in general. Like that's to me when I think of horror, is the one subgenre that comes up. Slasher, tried and true. And the thing is, I can go either way. I can do the smart slashers, the Scream, or even like the like Your Next kind of had that kind of meta feel to it, you know. However, I can even go old school slasher. Let's just take it back to just dude in the woods with a fucking machete or a chainsaw, just fucking killing kids. I'm okay with either one. Like I'm a fan of both. And I feel like if they went back and just did that, it would almost have to be Scream style because it's almost like they're poking fun at themselves anyways. Like, so but a slasher, to me, just slasher through and through. In fact, some recent, and of course, it kind of made a semi-resurgence in the early, in the 2000s. You had, Hatchet, Leslie Vernon Behind the Mask, or Behind the Mask story, Leslie Vernon. Laid to Rest. I don't really count The Collector in there because that's more of that torture porn, which I like. That's not derogatory. I like the Saw and Hostel type movies, but it does kind of fit more in that category than slasher. But still, there was a mini rise, and I remember even getting excited after I started watching because once again, thank you, Ghostface Kid. He got me onto these movies, and as I'm watching, I'm like, yes, and I'm like, fine, we're gonna have some new characters. Like for years, it's been Freddy, Jason, and Michael just dominating, and I was like, we're finally getting Chrome Skull. And, I haven't seen Hatchet, so who the fuck I know it's Kane Hodder, but the guy from Hatchet, Victor Crowley, and Leslie Vernon, like, we're going to have a new batch for this generation. And it just did not take off, and I hate that. I really do. I was hoping that we'd have, this year's, or this generation's slashers, but unfortunately we didn't get it, so.
I have one, point to make. I feel like no matter what they do, someone's going to be like, oh, they're just ripping off whatever. They're just ripping off something that they've already done. Because they've already,
well, you can...
As far as we know so far, no one's really thought of anything else. Everything's been kind of exhausted.
Here's the thing. No matter what is done, you can always trace it back to something. That's the thing.
Kind of like with music. There's, a set number. You can't really...
It's stuck in there? Really?
Yeah.
A good example of something that is an old... the actual storyline was pretty much generic, but then it actually got better. Have you seen Your Next? Misery.
No.
Oh my god.
No, I haven't.
Your Next.
Didn't you already ask me this once?
Before the camera.
I didn't remember.
Yeah, no. Anyways, and it's all the same. We have no reality and no concept of what's real and what's not anymore. And Your Next, it starts off as a very fucking generic home invasion movie. I'm talking just down to we went to theaters to watch it, and I'm bored out of my fucking mind. I'm just like, Jesus Christ! And it was written so bad at first. I mean, when I saw it first, I was just like, this is just generic as shit.
What movie?
Your Next. And however, as it progresses, you see that's what they're making fun of almost. They're almost pointing out this is, but then they put a little twist on it. And the girl who's the victim ends up hunting the home invaders and killing them one by one. And the twist is at the end. It's not a crazy twist because you can kind of as it's approaching, you're like, okay, that's what's going on. It was great, and it was almost it's almost Scream in a way where Scream kind of. I don't want to say poke fun, but it was very meta in the fact that it was is like, here's a slasher movie that's kind of like making fun of itself.
Right.
This is almost the same thing. It's like, here's a home invasion movie. We're going to show you our version of a home invasion movie.
Are you saying, is it like kind of like Hard Candy? Like how she like...
Oh, no. It was literally like their fucking like family reunion.
Like, well, I'm saying like then, how the victim is like going after like...
kind of. She fights back is kind of what it is. But thing is, like, these are like hired assassins, and she's fucking taking them down.
Ooh,
like she breaks, and you wouldn't see it when you first watch it. You're just like, clearly she's a strong female character, but you don't expect. And then when she starts like breaking bad on, you're like, holy shit. I'm just gonna say this: blender in the head.
Oh,
blender in the head. Best scene of the movie. I was like, awesome. You're next. Highly recommend it. It's very smart, but once again, it's the same kind of thing where it's like. They took something that has been done to death, and then they changed it up. Yeah, and I think, and so I think if you bring back any genre,
from what you're explaining it sounds kind of like Saw meets like Home Invasion.
Kind of. I mean, it definitely
just with like the blender to the head.
Like I said, it was bloody as shit. That's what I love about it. I mean, it had some gore to it. But yeah, no, damn good. And it even had like a kind of a throwback '80s soundtrack, like a very synth-heavy score. I did too. It was awesome. But yeah, like I said, I feel like you bring back whether it be witches or voodoo or slasher. I want to see it done like that. I guess put a new twist, a new spin on it. Make it fresh again. So yeah, I guess that's it. Misery, welcome back. Now once again, I mean she's only gonna be here maybe once a week, and of course you got a busy schedule. Excuse me. Which is actually busier now. You're in high school.
I'm in
shit going on.
Two different like productions.
Yeah.
By the time next school year rolls around, I'll have like band.
Yeah. So I mean, just so you guys know, I mean it's gonna be kind of a rarity her on the show, but the show will definitely be shining bright when you're on here. So, on behalf of Misery Black, my lovely girlfriend Maya, I'm the movie Phantom, and we're